Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be doing a vacuum line simplification delete on the PD130 Volkswagen Bora. I've already mentioned this in a few videos in the past, and if you're new here and this is your first time watching, then I'll briefly explain what a vacuum line simplification is. So to put it simply, a PD130 for example has a vacuum system and it provides vacuum to all different sensors up the back here, as well as the actuator on the turbo. And basically what happens is over time these vacuum lines and hoses start to get all perished, they get cracked, they start leaking, causing issues. And a perfect example of an issue here is this vacuum line that runs down here to this ball is actually completely squashed. It's not doing a single thing, and the car's been fine, so obviously don't need it. Over time with different Volkswagens that I've had, I have actually read up quite a bit on this, and people have actually worked out a lot of certain things that you just don't need anymore. And getting rid of all these different components and solenoids and different vacuum lines and stuff actually, in my mind, creates three benefits. Number one would be to get rid of what you don't need, get rid of the vacuum lines you don't need, and then that will prevent further issues with the car. Number two is that it generally just tidies the engine bay up. Like, I've got vacuum lines all over this engine, doesn't look the best. If I don't need them, then I'm just going to get rid of them. And point number three is that I have heard of this, I have read up on it, don't quote me on it because I've not got any proof, but it does kind of make sense, is that if you're getting rid of lots of components and vacuum lines, then there is less requirement or vacuum to go to the turbo actuator. So essentially you're providing that turbo quicker, which means the turbo is going to spool faster. It makes sense to me, but I don't have any proof of this. But if it does, then happy days. Speaking about the tidiness of the engine bay, so obviously when we get rid of this, which is just dangling about, this will all be removed. Because I've done an open filter, I then have, if I can find it, this vacuum line that comes off of the standard airbox. So this is basically just dangling about, and I'll show you in a second with what we're going to be using, but this will be cut all the way back to here, which is the N75 valve, which I'll also have to mention about. So this will basically be cut back to here with a filter, because this actually is a soak-in vacuum, because obviously it comes from the airbox, which is drawing in air. So this will come back here to a little filter. Now I've ran this with no filter on it and it's fine, but it's just to be a bit extra safe because this will be soaking in debris from the engine bay. Then that's an example of what we're going to be doing. Again, I've done the EGR delete, and this comes off the stock EGR, just blanked off, so again I can remove all that. If you are wanting to do this, an N75 valve is key for this. You do need that, because that controls the vacuum going to the turbo actuator. Some Volkswagens or Skodas do actually have this, so obviously on my Bora it's actually here. Some do not have this. I believe it's Volkswagen Polos or Seat Ibizas do not have an N75 valve. I might be wrong, but I have read up on this and there is some models that do not have them. Luckily, I do have an N75 valve here. So here's what we're going to be working with today. Here's the filter that I mentioned, which I got from Darkside Developments. And if you are in need of an N75 valve, they also sell them on their website as well. I'll stick the link in the description. As we can see here, I've got some brand new vacuum line hose. Again, came from Darkside Developments. I think that's a metre length, maybe 2. I think I got 2 metres. Obviously the filter for the N75 valve, and these just basically push onto things, but just to be a bit extra safe, I'm going to be sticking a cable tie on them as well once they're in place. Obviously snips to cut the legs off the cable ties. And here is a diagram that I'm going to be working with. So as you can see, we've got the air filter, which in the green is what we're going to be keeping. So that one that I mentioned, obviously this is showing you how to do a vacuum simplification with a standard airbox, but because I don't have one, I'm going to be cutting that all the way back to the N75 and putting this little filter on it. This ball that I showed you, don't need that. Obviously I need the one-way valve because you need to keep the vacuum in the system. And then this then goes to the vacuum connection, which provides the whole thing with a vacuum. And then your EGR valve, which I don't have, the EGR 18, which I don't need, the anti-shudder, which doesn't work anyway. And what that is basically when you turn the car off, it stops the engine from shuddering, but mine shudders, so that doesn't work anyway, so I'll be getting rid of that. It might be different actually working on the car itself, but this is the first time I'm doing it, so I guess we'll be doing it together. First things first, what I want to do is I actually want to have all of this system in front of me so I can follow this diagram and see what I need to take off, etc. And the way to remove this is that it is bolted to the bulkhead, so there's a nut there and there's another one at the back, but I believe when I had this off the last time to gain access to the EGR delete, I just put one nut back on, so that should be one nut and the whole thing will come off. And then this solenoid here is two, you can see I've left one off there as well, is two nuts as well, and then that'll just come off. So I want to get all this off in front of me and then we'll work through the diagram. Just briefly, if you have currently just subscribed to the channel, which I've noticed again since the last video, I've had another good increase in subscribers. If you're one of those people, thank you so much for joining the TDI Society journey. If you didn't know, I actually have a sponsorship by Dubby Energy, and if you like energy drinks or drink lots of coffee and you want an alternative, then use code TDI for 10% off your order. That's the bracket now removed, so you can see it's just two 10mm on the bulkhead there. I've actually then removed everything from the frame, which again is just two 10mm on each solenoid. And you can see what a total mess this all is. It looks like something out of Stranger Things. So here you can see this is the whole frame I've taken off with the 10mm nuts. And then there's just another couple of things that I've removed, such as the little vacuum clips on top of the intake here and here, because I don't use them, as well as the top engine cover holders, because I don't have a cover and I won't be using a cover. So this came off from here as well as the top of here. And don't worry, that's only drilled, it doesn't create a hole all the way down into the intake. It's all just little bits and pieces that I'm not going to use, I'm not going to need, and it just makes it that little bit tidier. So I've got the diagram here and I'm just going to be using this. I think I got this off Google Images, so if you just type in like Volkswagen PD130, PD150, vacuum line delete or simplification, this should come up. So I've got that there that I'm going to be working with, and the first thing I'm going to get rid of is this ball. It's honestly, if you look at my videos, it's just got in my way and annoyed me so many times. So I can finally take this off, and this is just clipped on the fuel rail all the way along here and up into one of the solenoids. My torch there's got one bar flashing at me. I bet you this dies when I'm doing this, but at least I can actually see a bit better now. Or you could actually just pull them out of where they are, that's a bit easier. So that's one thing removed. What a total disaster all of this is. I mean, look at that. So glad I'm doing this. So looking at this diagram, there's no solenoid on it with 3 connections. I'm not sure if you can see that on the camera, but this has 3 connections. But I'm not seeing one on the diagram that has the 3, which is quite annoying. The EGR solenoid and the N75 look very similar. So I don't want to take everything off and use the wrong one. And the torch has died. Ideal. Okay, so after a bit more research, this setup is slightly different to this diagram, but I've kind of worked it out. So I've followed most of the vacuum lines, and this is the N75 valve here. So this is obviously upside down, but it's got this part number here, and if you type that into the internet, it comes up the N75 boost valve. I've then got here marked as the EGR, which I'm going to be removing, and this one has this alternative part number to this, which is what I'm confused about. But I believe that this may be an anti-shudder valve, because this line here that comes into it is for the air filter, and then it follows through here and then eventually goes into the N75 valve anyway, which according to this diagram is what we need to do. So I will be removing this EGR, and then we're left with the N75 valve. So I'm just going to start taking things off one by one according to the diagram. So like I just done, I've removed the ball, and I can follow this all back in here and do one thing at a time. I was going to try and set the camera up so you can just sort of watch me working away, but at the same time you don't really get a hands-on of exactly what I'm doing. So what I will do is I'll do one thing, show what I've done, the next thing, show what I've done, and hopefully it all makes sense. At the very end, I will be running through absolutely everything because I've only seen a couple of videos on YouTube or even online in general, and I want to be the person that does a video and shows you precisely exactly what to do. If yours is the same setup as mine, you'll notice that your air filter vacuum line will go somewhere else and not the N75. I believe this goes to the anti-shudder valve, which I've removed from here and basically bypass that and put it straight into the N75. As I remove parts when I go, I'm literally just going to lay it all out as I've removed it. So once we're finished, you can see everything that we've took off and what goes where. When I removed this from the N75, it actually just snapped off. So there you go, there's a benefit already, because that could have been leaking, it could have been cracked already. And because I'm left with this, which is just what came from the standard airbox, there's nothing else connected, so I can disconnect the plug and put it over into the collection of stuff we're not going to be using. Thought we'd just spend a minute and just go over what I've done already in case you're lost. So the first thing we done was take everything off the bulkhead, and then the first thing I started to remove was the little ball here, and I've removed all that. So what we're left with here is the N75 valve, which I've marked, and the very bottom, so if it's like this, the very bottom goes down to the one-way valve, which is colour coordinated, so it's black to the system and white facing the N75, and then this just goes into the vacuum system beginning, if you like. This is where the vacuum starts, comes on the one-way valve, goes down into the bottom of the N75. The top one is where I'm going to be putting the air filter, because this is what went through the anti-shudder and then to the standard airbox. So then my next job is fitting the filter that I got, which is here. And also my next job is the EGR. So we'll fit the filter first and then move on to the EGR. And you can see all this, which is just lying about. That's the new filter fitted. So if we have a look, bottom one goes to the one-way valve, top one is the air filter, as this will be drawn in air, so it's just to be that extra bit safe. And now, time to move on to the EGR. Because of the stage that we're at, I just unplugged it and the whole thing came off. So we must be getting somewhere. This is the current state that we have. So here we have the power connector, and there's only 3 on it, so you should have the EGR, the anti-shudder and the N75. So these 2 are not needed. We then have the air filter for the intake of the N75, if you like. We then have this bottom one, which goes to the one-way valve down here into the vacuum system itself. And we're left with one left, which on the diagram, if we see, the middle one here comes down and goes onto the turbo. So middle one down onto the turbo. For this last one, you could literally just lean over the engine, disconnect it and put on your new line. But I think I might have a better access underneath the car, which I've got the car jacked up anyway, and you will not believe what I've just found. We're underneath the car now, and this is the turbo actuator, which you can see the vacuum line going onto it. And if you notice what's really close to that vacuum line, the vacuum line is actually stuck onto the exhaust. So if I peel that off, if I can, has that went all the way through? Yeah, it's went all the way through, and as well it's squashed. So I did actually feel, believe it or not, some turbo lag at the lower end of the RPM, and I think now I know why. So I'm glad I'm doing this, because that's clearly another issue sorted. This one is held on with this little clip here, so I'll take that off, and then this will run up to the N75, and I'm obviously going to be rerouting this so it's not sitting on the exhaust like this. Honestly, the things that you find. This is the vacuum line, the new one, now connected to the turbo actuator, and then this will be going onto here on the N75. And what I'm going to do about securing all this is the 2 bulkhead bolts, as you can see. I'm just going to slot this on, probably to the one on the left, and then that'll be secure there. and then because I've fitted a new hose for the turbo, I'll then pull it tight so that it's not going to be laying on the exhaust down there. And hopefully once all that's secure, I'll then cable tie all these plugs out the way, and that should be us. And there we go, that's it in position. The N75 valve bolted to the bulkhead. Just used the nuts that we used to take off the whole frame. All the new vacuum lines going to where they actually need to be going, and all the plugs and stuff that came off the solenoids we've not used, I've just cable tied them and sat them down here. Obviously I've got a light on, but with it off you can't really see that. And also as well, where the ball vacuum hose was going, it was going across a rail here, which was just clipped into the side of this rocker cover bolt. So I just loosened that, took it off, and it's another thing to add to the pile to be removed. Again, just tidies everything up, and I'm really actually happy with that. After finding that actuator pipe stuck to the exhaust, and it's obviously leaked and seized shut, don't know how the car was even boosting. It was nothing until about 3000 RPM, and then the boost came on, so something might have been getting to it. But either way, that's it all done, that's it all in place, and I'll quickly show you what I've done underneath the car with the actuator, just so you can see how I've done that. So now you can see the new vacuum hose on the actuator. I've put 2 cable ties on that because the original clip just basically crumpled off, so I've put 2 on just to be that extra safe. And as you can see, I've pulled this tight so it's no longer touching the exhaust or anything. It's a bit flappy, but unfortunately there's nothing else I can really secure it to, because that's the turbo braided line there. This is obviously the exhaust. I think a good next option would be to make sure the car actually starts, and then if so, I'll take it a quick drive and see what it's like. As you can see, car started no problem, and for those of you who are wondering, no dash lights whatsoever because it's just the vacuum system. Took the car a quick drive and better than ever, honestly. That melted vacuum line on the exhaust was obviously stopping the turbo actuator for opening and closing, so took it a drive and noticed instantly the reaction times of everything happening, or the response if you like, and completely back to how a PD130 should be performing. Just note though that it's not exactly as per the diagram the way I've laid it out. It's just all separated just so you can see what has actually been removed. So as you can see, there is a lot that's been removed out of this vacuum system. So we've got the ball here, we've also got the EGR valve and the anti-shudder valve, all this vacuum hose lines, joins, everything like that, as well as the bracket that came off the bulkhead, some clips that were on the intake, etc. And then this was on the side of the rocker cover. So all this has been removed doing the vacuum simplification delete, and I'm actually really happy with the outcome. Obviously this was just the first time of me doing that job. I've never done it before, so I was learning at the same time, which is good. This is what this is all about. If you have any questions, just comment below and I'll get back to you straight away. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment down below what you think. And also, if you haven't and you don't know already, that YouTube is free to subscribe. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.